Hey, what is up guys? Today we're going to be working on the '07 rebuild Sonata. Today we're going to be working on the PCV valve, which looks something just like that right up there. And it sits right back there tucked behind the throttle body. So, for the first part, we're just going to be taking everything off and showing you how it's done. Alrighty guys, so we're already a little bit into it just because I want to get a good scope of things. Sorry about the light, but first, basically we're going to have to just take off this whole airbox assembly. Basically to do that, you're just going to go down here. Should be a little clip right here. Let's see if I can show that to you. So you just move that little clip right off there. There's 1, 2, 3, and then 4, one on each side and each corner. And then there's a screw right back there. It's a Phillips head. Just loosen that up, and this whole airbox assembly right here with the mass airflow sensor should just slide off there and then come up. You don't need to take off any of the lines right here. Just put it right over here. Do make sure you have your battery disconnected because you just don't want to mess with anything. You don't want to short anything out. But then you move on to this throttle body right here. I've already started a little bit on the throttle body, but there's one bolt right there, another bolt right there, and then one more right there in that bracket. And then the throttle body should just come right out. I'd strongly suggest getting a magnetic stick right like this for Harbor Freight for this job. You will drop a bolt somewhere. I did this on another Sonata. Strongly suggest this. It's like $3.54. So we're just gonna get on to moving this throttle body off. Excuse me, I forgot one bolt on the throttle body. It actually sits way down there. Not sure if you can see it. It's that green little dot right there in the middle. That also needs to come off, and then basically just stick a screwdriver or something that try not to damage the throttle body as much as you can, and just try to stick it in there and then just slide it off. If I didn't already mention this, the bolts are all 10 millimeters, 10, 10, 10, and then that bottom run right there is a 12 millimeter. I would strongly suggest getting some sort of attachment that looks like this. It's just a little extension piece like this, or I'd recommend getting a set of long. Once the throttle body is all loosened up, you can just go ahead and lift it up and move it to the side. Do use just a touch of force. What are you doing? We'll just use a touch of force, and then that's the PCV valve right there, covered by that black thing. There's usually like a little black hose over it with a little clamp on it. What you're gonna do is you're just do a little bit of like a reach around. So reach around from back here with pliers, and then basically just there's like the hose clamps that are on like most cars like that, except they're smaller. And then just it's right underneath that cover, right there. Ooh, shut up. You gonna help me on this car or what? No, I just gonna go inside? Alright. Looks like with nothing on it. And as you can see here, I took that black cover off. That is a 14 millimeter bolt or just whatever pattern on it. So you can either use a wrench or you can use, if you have a super deep socket, you can reach it around. I would recommend using 14 mil with a closed end on it, or using see if you can fit a I'm gonna see if I can fit a socket over it, so just to make sure you don't damage the valve cover or anything like that, because sometimes these PCV valves can get pretty stuck inside the engine. So yeah, I'll be right back and I'll tell you which one I had the most success with. Alrighty, so what I found best works is just using this right here. So basically I just had an extension on a 3/8 and then with a long socket 14 millimeter. I believe this way is probably better, because if you do use the wrench or the open end wrench, basically what you're doing is you're pulling on it as it goes. You're not just twisting it, you're kind of pulling it towards you. And that adds a little bit more risk as to stripping it or moving it around or just jamming it, because it is an aluminum block. You do have to be very careful with stripping things. So I would recommend just using a 14 mil, sticking it down there, getting reach arounding like that, moving stuff out of the way. It fits right on the end of it. If this just normal 3/8 long ratchet or normal ratchet doesn't work, you can grab a little bit of a breaker bar and just break it loose. Mine came off really easy. Might have been because my engine was warm. I would recommend doing this on a little bit of a warm engine, but not like too warm where you like hurt yourself or burn yourself. But yeah, it came off. Let's see where I put it. I believe it is sitting somewhere in this pile, or here we are. Here is the PCV valve. So you can hear it does have the spring and it does feel loose. It should not feel loose. But if we go over to the new one, which I believe is right over here, it's still in its packaging. This one is from a company called Auto 7. I did get it off Amazon. I believe it was like $6-7. Really cheap item for what it does. But as you can see here, it moves around, but it definitely feels a lot better. It feels a lot less clogged, and just it feels like it can freely move. So always inspect the new pieces before you put them in. This new piece actually came with this little brass fitting right here that sticks out of the end. This is the old one. This is the new one. But as you can see here, everything else is identical on it. Same pattern, same threads. But then if you look right here, it's just that brass fitting. If anyone actually knows what this is, feel free to comment down below. Does it improve like airflow? Does it prevent clogging? I don't know. Hopefully it's just an improvement. I'm just going to put it in and see if it works. As far as reinstalling goes, pretty much just put it in there. Just reach around again. Put it in there hand tight, and then just go at it with a 14mm wrench, and just get it tight, relatively tight. Don't push it too hard, and then reach around with a just that wrench we used before to loosen it, and just snug it up. Actually, if there is a torque setting for this, for any of you perfectionists, I will be putting it right above on the screen right here. But if not, yeah, just tighten it up, get it snug. Don't tighten it too much so you don't strip it. Alrighty, if everything's looking clean for you and you're not going to do the cleaning step, I'm going to be cleaning the throttle body and then blowing this tube right here. So basically what I'm going to do is I stuffed a rag inside the intake. Make sure it is a clean rag, almost brand new, or use a shop towel, non-lint. And then what we're going to be doing is shoving a air hose in there and just making sure there's no sludge or gunk in there so it doesn't clog the PCV valve in the future. So we're just going to take this right here. I have this attached to an air line. We're going to put it in there. We're going to try to blow the hose, make sure there's nothing in there. We're going to go just use a little air. Yeah, and then it should just collect right on that rag that we stuffed in there so it doesn't get any oil inside the intake. But this may not be necessary for all of you, but if I'm going to be doing it, I'm going to do it right. Already blowing out the tube. Blowing out the tube worked perfectly. We got a little bit of oil onto the rag. Next we're going to go around and just clean the whole entire throttle body, because as you can see here, from having a clogged PCV valve, it does get a little bit of sludge and oil inside the throttle body. So what we're just going to do is we're going to take, I have it over here, take a little bit of this. You can pretty much use any brand. I just decided to pick this one up. It'll be at pretty much any auto parts store, Walmart, Farm and Fleet. But yeah, we're just going to spray this on there. We're going to use shop rags, shop towels, and we're just going to go around the throttle body and clean it up. Alright, we've got everything looking all good, clean. As you can see, there's no oil in that corner anymore. Clean it all up. Clean up that gasket right there. And then once you have everything clean, everything put back together, PCV valve back in right there with the hose connected and the clamp on. You can go ahead and just do the reverse process of this, but I'm going to be doing one more thing. I'm going to be cleaning the mass airflow sensor. In order to clean the mass airflow sensor, we're going to need this product right here, made by the same company. Do not use the other stuff we could use to clean the throttle body. But what we're going to go ahead and do is the throttle body, or the mass airflow sensor, is located right here, right by the box. We're going to go ahead and just flip this right over, and you can pretty much just spray it right into there, right into that vent. And then once you're done spraying into that vent, you can go around and pretty much just spray it, just loosen up that right there, and then this hose should just come off, and then spray it right onto here. Let it sit for, I don't know, maybe 10-15 minutes before you start it though.